This is your follow-up to lesson 3.3, solving two-step equations, your practice packet pages. So this is on pages 4 and 5 for today. So we have for page 4, it's actually a maze. So we're going to start in the top left where it says to start. And we have 4x plus 10 equals a negative 26. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 10 on both sides, which will give me, I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit more here, see if this will make it easier for us to see. So if I subtract 10, I'm going to get 4x, and negative 26 and negative 10 is a negative 36. Divide by 4 on both sides to cancel out, and x is going to give me a negative 9. So looking at my options, it looks like that is going to direct me in this direction down here. So I'm going to go ahead, and in the next one, I have dropped my line down. I'm going to subtract the 13 on both sides. So I'm going to get 1/2 x. 9 and a negative 13 is going to give me a negative 4. And I see the fraction time, so I'm multiplying by my reciprocal. 2 over 1 is really just 2, so I'm going to just multiply by 2 over here. X equals a negative 8 then. So looking at my options, it looks like this is now going to take me up to this next one up here. So drop a line down, subtract 10 on both sides, and I get x over 3 equals 5. Divided by 3, so I'm going to times by 3 on both sides, and that tells me x is going to be 15. 15 leads me over here to the right. Drop this down. This is a rule buster, so I'm subtracting that 9. Remember, be very careful. Bring down your negative 2x. 35 minus 9 is going to give me 26. Divide by the negative 2. Whatever number is attached is what I divide by, and x will equal negative 13. It's going to take me here to the right then. So I have 2/3 x plus 15, so I'm going to subtract 15 on both sides. That cancels. 2/3 x equals 2. Multiply by the reciprocal. Multiply by the reciprocal. X equals, and I'm going to do, I get 3 for my answer. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3, which is going to take me down here. So I'm going to do add 10 to both sides first. And I'm going to have negative 5x equals 20. Let's cancel. Divide by negative 5. And I'm going to get x equals a negative 4, which takes me down on this diagonal down over here. Getting closer to the bottom. This is a rule buster, so I'm going to subtract that 18. I'm going to have negative 4x equals negative 20. Divide by negative 4 on both sides. X equals 5. That looks like it's taking me over here. Drop this down. Add 17 to both sides. So I have negative 12x equals negative 89 plus a 17. Still going to be a negative answer. I'm going to get a 72. And I'm going to divide by negative 12. And we're going to get x equals a positive 6, which will take me here to the left. Rule buster, so I'm subtracting that 8 that's out front. Be careful, this is a negative 1/3 x equals 16 minus 8 is 8. Multiply by the reciprocal, but remember it's still negative, and that's going to be 3. So multiplying by negative 3, so x equals negative 24, which takes me down on this diagonal here. Rule buster, subtract your 5. So I get negative x equals 7. This is really a negative 1, so I have to divide by negative 1 on both sides, and I get x equals negative 7, which is good. That's taking me here. Hopefully, this is a negative 16. Subtract the 13. So I get negative 3/2 x equals 24. Multiply by the reciprocal times a negative 2/3. So x equals 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16, and it's going to be a negative, which takes me to the end. So looking out at the entire page, if you're trying to look at just our general path, we started here, went down to here, went up to here, over to here, over to here, down on this diagonal to here, to the left, down on this diagonal to the right, and then over to the end. So that was our pathway on that one. All right, you had page 5 as well, which was just rule busters here. So 6 problems. So we're going to go ahead in number 1. I'm going to put that junk. I'm going to multiply by 5. So I'm going to get 4x plus 3 equals 15. Remember, those 5s cancel out. Minus 3. So I'm going to end up with 4x equals 12. Divide by 4. X equals 3. Rule busters. The junk times a negative 3, so they cancel, times a negative 3. So negative 2x plus 4 equals 12. Subtract the 4. So we get negative 2x equals 8. Divide by negative 2. X equals negative 4 for my final answer. Number 3, junk, times by negative 2 so that you eliminate that bottom. Over here, that'll give me 34. On the left, I'm going to have negative 5x plus 4. Subtract 4 on both sides. Negative 5x equals 30. Divide by a negative 5. X equals a negative 6 then. Number 4, this one just looks backwards, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to still multiply by 4. So here we have negative 2x minus 2. And over here we have a 4. So plus 2, plus 2. So negative 2x, and 4 plus 2 is 6. Divide by a negative 2, so we get negative 3 equals x then. 2 more. Number 5, subtract the 7. This is our rule buster one, remember. So this is the weird. 3r is positive, so we don't have to put a plus first. Negative 5 and negative 7 is a negative 12, so we divide by 3 on both sides. R equals a negative 4. Last one, rule buster, junk in the trunk. Multiply by 2, multiply by 2. A plus 2 equals negative 2. Subtract 2. And A equals negative 2. Negative 2 is going to give me a negative 4. And there you have it.